Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are at this time, regardless of time zone. Maybe it's the evening for you. We've got lots of people in attendance today. We're going to spend the next 60 minutes helping you get ready for Microsoft Dynamics 365. We've been working with Dynamics CRM here for a long time and are extremely pleased with the investment and the direction Microsoft is taking with the Dynamics line. So today's session is an introduction to Dynamics 365 with an emphasis on the CRM portions of the new solution. What you're going to see is a subset of hundreds and hundreds of PowerPoint slides that we've studied and videos we've watched, webinars we've attended. We won't be able to cover every facet of Dynamics 365, but that's not today's goal. So let's get started. My name's Mark Avis. I'm the VP of Sales and Marketing at xRM³. I'm joined today by Ken Farmer, our President and Chief Solution Architect. For those who aren't familiar with xRM³, we've been deploying and supporting Dynamics CRM since version 1. Our strengths are business process, sales, marketing, and customer service automation. We partner with some of the other great Microsoft partners out there on things like ERP, marketing automation, integration, and so on. Again, today's webinar is all about Dynamics 365. We'll look at the two editions of Dynamics 365, the Enterprise Edition and the Business Edition. We'll discuss the enterprise plans and individual apps, the new licensing model, special options for new and existing Dynamics customers, and how you can start forming your own Dynamics 365 plan. Today's emphasis will be more around the CRM side of the solution, as we have many clients in attendance here today. For our existing xRM³ customers, in addition to today's webinar, we'll be contacting you directly to schedule a one-on-one Dynamics 365 transition plan. If you're not currently a Dynamics user or you're in need of a new Dynamics partner, we'd be more than happy to work with you on your Dynamics 365 system, or if you're transitioning from legacy CRM to Dynamics 365. We will not be doing a deep dive demo today, but if you're interested in that, I'd be happy to provide that for you on a one-on-one basis. Please reach out to us after the webinar. Okay, just a little bit of housekeeping before we get started. All the microphones have been muted to eliminate background noise. If you do have questions, please submit those using the questions button or field on your GoToWebinar dashboard. At the end of the session, we will provide some time for questions and answers. Any questions we can't answer quickly or are more complex, we'll follow up on via email. There are also some ebooks that we've put into the dashboard for you to download at your convenience about Dynamics CRM and how you can use it. All right, so let's get started with Dynamics 365. So Microsoft's really re-engineered and reimagined the whole Dynamics line to make it easier and more affordable for customers to purchase and launch CRM and ERP solutions. Microsoft Dynamics 365 unifies CRM, productivity, and ERP functionality, delivering purpose-built solutions that help workers master their individual roles, whether that's a sales role, a service role, an operations role, marketing, or finance. One of the great things about Dynamics 365 is you can just start with what you need. The Dynamics 365 apps are designed so they can be quickly and independently deployed. That means you can start small with just the pieces you need for your role, your industry, your business, and pay only for what you need. But all the Dynamics 365 plans and apps work together seamlessly, so you can grow into additional capabilities with ease and run your entire business in the trusted Microsoft cloud. But if you prefer on-premise, there are options for you too. Second thing that's so great about the new platform is you got productivity where you need it. Deep integration between Dynamics 365 and Office 365 connect the structured workflows of your business applications with the unstructured work of collaboration and productivity. Workers are empowered with productivity tools like Outlook email that contain tools within them that allow them to carry through on their particular role in the business. For example, let's say your salesperson receives an email from a customer requesting a price quote. That salesperson can create the quote right in Outlook using a price list from another Dynamics 365 app, such as Operations or Financials, and respond directly to the customer from Outlook. Built-in business intelligence throughout Dynamics 365. Microsoft's embedded advanced analytics and machine learning into processes right out of the box. This can help guide your employees to prescribed processes aimed at creating optimal outcomes for customers. Data and insights transformed into action in real time when you need it. Going back to our sales example, Cortana Intelligence will enable cross-sell recommendations to help sales reps predict which products and services a customer really needs. And Dynamics 365 enables companies to adapt and innovate in real time with modular, agile applications so you can compose, modify, and extend your processes. More importantly, business users are empowered to change and adapt their Dynamics 365 applications with or without IT intervention, with or without developers. Using the common data model and the extensibility tools from Microsoft Flow, and Power Apps, customers can reimagine their business model with flexible, extensible business applications. At this time, I'm going to hand over the presentation rights to my partner, Ken Farmer. So give me just a second, and I'll do that.
Go ahead and just advance the slide, Mark, and we should be good. Great. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, depending upon where you are. We have a pretty full crowd on the phone today. So just a quick hello, my name is Ken Farmer. I'm the president of xRM³. I've been working with Dynamics CRM since the very beginning. We had, I was part of the beta team for beta version 1 when I was working for another partner way back in the 2001, 2002 days. We're at a point now with the product where it's become such an enormous, feature-rich, unbelievable productivity tool with the interaction, with the integration with the Office 365 apps, with all of the new information that's being brought out with Dynamics 365. We truly are living in a wonderful space. Dynamics 365 is the product that we all need, that we all want to use. So let's talk a little bit about delivering the intelligent business cloud. So a lot of the slides that you see today are Microsoft slides. They came from several of the presentations that we participated in as a certified partner, as a member of the preview program. You know, we get to see a lot of this stuff early. So we've been seeing all of this information now for quite some time. So we've seen this slide 100 times. So let me just go through it real quick and show you what really what you can expect with Dynamics 365. Starting with the bottom row there, Azure. So Dynamics 365, along with all of the apps, all of the business intelligence, Cortana Intelligence, and all of the third-party business applications are all truly built on that Azure base. Azure provides you with an environment to extend, to expand, and truly to run your company without having to worry about managing your own data center. Built on top of that is the entire Power Apps, Flow, additional IoT information that you can throw in there. And all of those things together truly provide you with that end-to-end experience. As you look at that next large layer there, you see Office 365 on the left. Office 365 has developed into an incredible productivity program all by itself, including all your email, data storage, all of the things that you can add to it, including now with the most recent release, you've got Skype with telephony and all of that, which we're not going to, I mean, that's a whole half a day in it itself. So Office 365 tied in with the Intelligent Business Cloud delivers additional functionality and productivity to Dynamics 365. Dynamics 365 at its base, and I don't want to scare anybody here, especially the existing customers, but Dynamics 365 at its base is truly Dynamics CRM enhanced. So you've got all of the functionality that you're used to in Dynamics CRM. You've got your workflows, you have accounts, contacts, opportunities, quotes, all of the things that you're used to today, using the same forms, using the same navigation, using a lot of the same experiences that your users have today. They're not going to really notice much of a difference. However, the Dynamics 365 branding is more than that. It's more than just additional brand. It brings in and allows you to only license what you need as a company. Before, you were licensing a good part of the stack, and then you could add on additional pieces as needed. Now you can truly look at Dynamics 365 as you need it. Just if you've got individuals within your organization that are purely focused on sales, they can run with the sales app, and Mark is going to get into that a little bit more here. Marketing, customer service, project service, field service, those are all applications now inside of Dynamics 365 or Dynamics CRM that you can add in and scale and grow as needed. Added to that are all the third-party business applications that are available to tie in with what you're already doing within your business. And on top of all of that is the new Microsoft App Source, where you can go from directly inside the product and add additional solutions to your Dynamics 365 subscriptions that bring additional functionality. Things like, for our existing customers, many of you are using Click Dimensions. Click Dimensions is now part of that app source, allowing you to add it in to run with a trial version for those of you who don't have it, that want to check it out, and then add it to your solution for good. So all of these pieces and parts together deliver the intelligent business cloud that Microsoft is now delivering with Dynamics 365. Go ahead and advance the slide, Mark. But I truly want to emphasize that for our existing customers especially, you are still working with Dynamics CRM, but you have all of the enhanced features. Dynamics CRM, Microsoft has been doing an unbelievable job with twice yearly releases, adding additional features, bringing additional tighter functionality to all of our users. Well, we're coming up on the fall release. So the fall release has been in preview with partners like us for quite some time, and that's going to be released here at the latter part of this year. Microsoft hasn't released a date, but I'm assuming just from experience that we're going to see it available sometime in mid to late December. On the right-hand side there are all the things that are truly part of the fall release. Better sales processes that are happening. You've got a mobile client that allows you to go offline and have your data and continue to use it. You've got a fully embedded editable grid that's coming out. App Designer. I mean, I can go on and on and on with the new features, the enhanced features that are coming out with the fall release for Dynamics CRM, which is now going to be Dynamics 365. Add to that Power Apps, Microsoft Flow, which is a way to move data from one application to another using the common data model, which we'll get into a little bit towards the end of this. And you have the ability to take Power BI, which is a part of that Office 365 suite, and really embed those Power BI analytics directly into CRM. Added to that, of course, you've got new financials in both of the editions that Mark's going to be talking about here in a minute. One of them at the enterprise level is Dynamics AX, rebranded in terms of the 365 product, as well as a new Dynamics nav-based online service in the business edition called Financials. So this is a lot of information. Mark's got some more information about licensing to get into. I do want to let you all know that it's a lot of information. As Mark said, there's a ton. If we had presented a slide deck of every little bit of information we received, we'd be doing this for 6 hours, and it would probably be 1,000 slides. So it's not. We've got a little bit, about 45 minutes left, and Mark's going to go through some things, and then I'm going to jump in here later. As you have questions, please feel free to enter them into the question box on the in your GoToWebinar controls, and I can either jump in and answer them at that time, or we will probably just wait and try and answer them at the end. Thanks. Go ahead, Mark.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay,
now.
great. Thank you, Ken. All right, let's move forward with a look at the Dynamics 365 Enterprise Edition. Okay, so Dynamics 365 at a high level is comprised of two different editions. There's an Enterprise Edition and a Business Edition. Enterprise referring to large organizations, business referring to more of the small to mid-sized organizations. The Enterprise Edition's optimized for organizations of 250 and more employees, but don't be misled. We're finding many instances where the enterprise apps are the right fit for our smaller business customers. So some of those enterprise apps and plans are going to be perfect for you, but we'll get into a little more detail later. The Enterprise Edition also includes what you know already if you're a CRM customer, the same look and feel of Dynamics CRM, but it also includes Dynamics AX7. So if you're an AX customer, you're on AX7, you're going to see a familiar form and function in Dynamics 365. The AX7 component of Dynamics 365 has been renamed. It's now called Operations. And the CRM suite has been broken up, so to speak, into specific workloads, sales, customer service, field service, project service, and so on. Despite being renamed, as Ken mentioned, you'll be happy to know that if you're familiar with these already, the look and the feel of Dynamics 365, the user experience is almost identical to what you use now. There's new functionality, but basically the forms look pretty much the same with some minor cosmetic differences. So that's going to be a comfort to a lot of people that don't want to learn the new system from scratch. We all know that the cloud-based solutions are a huge initiative for Microsoft. However, Dynamics 365 can be deployed online or on-premise. So if you're not ready to make the jump to the cloud, don't worry, we've got an option for you. The AX, that's now known as Operation functionality, does require a 20 user minimum. Anybody that's familiar with Dynamics CRM from what I'm going to call the old days, prior to October 31st, there was a 5 user CRM minimum. There's no longer a minimum. They did away with that. All right, so let's take a look at the Enterprise Edition a little more. All right, so Dynamics 365 brings a whole new approach to pricing and packaging, okay? The predominant licensing concept will still be the per user based model that you may be familiar with already, allowing for a much more flexible and affordable approach for customers. So the first category of user licenses we're going to look at We call them light users. So this is your broad user base that predominantly consumes data from either the operations or the CRM system. They need reporting and maybe some light data entry for things like expenses, timesheets, HR updates, and things of that nature. Think of this license as providing lots of read and just a little bit of write. For CRM customers, again, this may be somewhat analogous to how you use your basic user licenses. The second category of license is the full user. So full users are your everyday heavy-duty users that need full read-write access to leverage some or all of the functionality contained in a particular application. For CRM customers, analogous to the professional user license. There are two ways to license the functionality for these two users. One is individual apps and the other is plans. Now, apps are for users with one specific role, whereas plans are for users with multiple roles. So what does that mean? So let's look at the app full user. This user in this particular case on this slide is licensed just for operations. They don't do sales, they don't do customer service, hence that's the only functionality they need. Now let's look at how we might license to this particular user under a plan. Well, if we license them for a plan, they not only have the operations functionality, but as much of the sales, the customer service, the field service, and so on that they need to complete their tasks. All right, so what we'll find is there is greater value in licensing via the plans. So think of it sort of as a volume discount. All right, now let's again looking at the packaging for the two different Dynamics 365 plans. The component apps, full and team member levels, and how they are packaged. Now, this slide is really busy, gets a little intense, but bear with me. I promise it'll get more clear as we move forward. So we're going to start with something called that team member license. That's that light duty read a lot, write a little access to whatever apps or plans are licensed by the organization. Okay, now we're going to look at the individual apps inside the enterprise package. First, we're going to look at operations, again, formerly known as AX7. These other apps, if you're a CRM customer, you're going to be familiar with this: sales, field service, customer service, project service automation. There is no first-party Microsoft marketing application that's going to be available for the enterprise package. Microsoft is recommending people use Adobe Marketing Cloud. We're a big believer in a third-party product called Click Dimensions. A lot of our customers use that. We use it. We love it. We recommend it to everybody. So again, in the plan, you're going to have all of these different CRM apps. And also in the plan, you're going to get what are called Power Apps. Ken talked a little bit about those. Those are services and data from all of your Dynamics 365 and Office 365 solutions, sort of mashed up into new applications that can be delivered in a browser-based experience or in a mobile-based experience.
Mark, excuse me just one sec. There was a question that came in regarding the marketing piece. So let me see if I can clarify that just a little bit for you. The existing Dynamics CRM marketing functionality that lives within the application will just be folded into the sales app that you see here. So marketing lists, campaigns, those kinds of things that you currently have in Dynamics CRM will become part of the sales app. The marketing app that is shown here is really kind of the replacement for the Microsoft Dynamics Marketing, or MDM, specialty app that Microsoft had available for a little while. There will be more information coming on that in the spring as far as what that is finally going to look like. Part of it, as Mark said, is going to be the Adobe Cloud. The rest of it, in terms of Click Dimensions, we continue to offer, and it will continue to work beautifully with Dynamics CRM in the sales module, which will include those old marketing functions that you're used to in CRM.
Great question.
Thanks.
Thanks, Ken. All right, so getting back to this enterprise plan, so there are two different plans. Plan 1 includes the Power Apps, sales, field service, customer service, project service automation, marketing if you have it. Also gives access to your team members. It does not include operations. Operations is available as a standalone or as part of Enterprise Plan 2. So if you get the concept in this slide of what's included in Plan 1, you can see that Plan 2 simply has all of that plus the operations piece as well. Those little staircases that you see refer to tiered or volume pricing that's available for the Enterprise Edition plans and the Team Member Edition. So let's look at the individual pricing and the plan pricing. So first, individual apps. Several of the individual enterprise apps are priced at $95 per user per month for full users. Now remember, team users will have read a lot, write a little access to all of these apps. So let's say you have 10 full users licensed for the $95 sales app, but you have 50 team member users. The 50 team members will also have access to the sales data as well. The operations app is available now for purchase as a standalone at $190 per user per month price, and also contains team member rights. Power Apps, including MS Flow, Microsoft Flow, is $40 per user per month. This is that tool that provides you with the extended functionality beyond that which is included with the first-party applications and team member license. You can see the team member offer is $10 per user per month. There is a tiered or volume pricing available on this team member license. We'll look at that in just a little bit. The sales app is available now at a reduced promotional price of $40 per user per month. So just to review, if all you need is sales functionality, you can buy that sales license and use it independently. If you need sales and customer service, you could buy the plan for just another $20 more at $115 per user per month. So what we can see is each user gets just what they need, and we can license across the organization based on whether somebody needs lots of different functionality, one piece of functionality, or just a little bit of access in order to complete their jobs. All right, so enterprise pricing tiers, let's see what those look like. Again,
Mark, excuse me, just one more. I got a couple questions regarding existing customers and pricing. So I just want to let you know that there is transition pricing available. Mark's going to be covering that here a little later on in the session. So don't worry, for you existing customers, we got you covered. Microsoft's done a good job on making sure that you've got a good value there.
All right, thank you, Ken. I cannot see the questions as they're coming down, so thank you, Ken. All right, so let's look at this Enterprise Edition Plan 1 tiers. So for anyone with a plan number 1, between 1 and 99 seats, it's $115 per user per month. As you can see, the more licenses you add, the less expensive those licenses get, and in some cases are less expensive for the plan than they are for the individual app. There is no tiered pricing for the individual apps. Team pricing, same thing. So between 1 and 99 seats, you pay $10 per user per month, which is a great value, and it goes down from there accordingly. This slide kind of puts it all into one screen. The enterprise plan number 2 is $210, no tiered pricing. Operation app, no tiered pricing. However, if you do have some of your people on the enterprise plan 2 and some on enterprise plan 1, the for the sake of tiered pricing, both of those count toward the discount. There is also, now typically we've got a named user type of license as we mentioned, but there are also device licenses available. All right, so I'm going to turn the presentation back over to my colleague Ken for the next couple of slides.
Okay, I'm usually brilliant when I keep myself on mute, so I better unmute myself now. Power Apps provide a whole nother level of functionality for your users. We don't have a lot of time today. We can't really do a demo, but let me just speak to it real quick. So why don't you go ahead and advance to the next slide, and I'll talk over that one. So with Power Apps, you're able to take specific pieces of functionality and break them out for your users. So it can be done fairly easily. The interface is really a drag and drop. If you want to check it out, I would recommend there's a couple of YouTube videos out there that Microsoft has put together around the Power Apps experience. We've been, of course, playing with it a little bit here with our team internally, getting ready to roll it out to customers. But you really have the ability to take, and I'm just going to use a small example here. Let's say you've got an inside salesperson, and they really are dealing with just existing customers, but you only want them to have a little bit of the data. You don't necessarily need them to see everything that's going on with that customer. So we have the capabilities of building just a little application which passes the data to them and can bring in external data if needed, so that it runs through what's called the common data model. Now, the common data model is let's call it a piece of middle database that allows you to start having the data normalized across several different applications. So a good example of this might be taking data from an ERP system, AX or GP, where you have, if you've ever done an integration between CRM and GP or AX, you know that the data looks, the same piece of data looks different and is dealt with differently and is formatted differently within each one, and it's oftentimes called different things. So it's an account inside of CRM, it's a customer record inside of the ERP system. So the common data model is a work in progress. It's a living, breathing thing that's going to continue to be added to bring in other pieces, including outside pieces of data, to allow that to be standardized. So once you've got that moving forward, you can then take your apps and build them specific for your role type users, is kind of the best way for us to describe it. There's a lot of different things you can do with Power Apps, but if you kind of break it down, you can take those role type users that you don't want them to be looking at a screen with a bunch of data that they're not going to use, that you don't want them to be sidetracked on other things that may be going on. You want them just to have the experience that they need. You can do that very easily through a Power App. You can publish that, and once you've published that app, it can then be delivered either in the web, in a browser, or on any of your devices. So it's really something that ISVs and developers and programmers have always been able to do in the system using the Microsoft SDK. But Power Apps is a brand new service running everything through Azure that allows you to build these pretty straightforward. One of our technical folks has worked with it and basically blessed it for our functional consultants to be able to have them go in and build some of these single-purpose role-based apps for our customers. So we're excited about this. I think it's going to add a whole nother level of efficiency to our customers' users, And I think we're going to be able to see all kinds of different ways that this is going to help the rest of the Dynamics 365 crowd. Okay, go ahead, Mark. Still muted there, Mark.
Thank you. All right, so we're
You're
going to
welcome.
take a little deeper dive into some of the licensing we've talked about already to maybe help you understand it a little better. So these team member licenses are great for individuals that need access to all the data across multiple systems, but aren't necessarily involved in operations, but they need to consume this data, act upon the data, and then maybe do a little minor data entry. We talked about time and expense sheets, things of that nature, vacations, things of that nature. All right, so again, with this team member license, you're going to cover all your light users with just one SKU that has access to all the different functionality licensed to your organization. Okay, you got rewrites to everything in there and some very simple data entry rights. This license is also available on a tiered basis, so the more you buy, the better deal you get. And lastly, it's included with all of your plans and applications. Now let's look at those individual Plan 1 apps and add-ons. And for you current Dynamics CRM customers that are thinking about transitioning or will be transitioning at some future date, this will be a good slide for you to look at. It's going to help you understand which particular licenses that you currently have and how they map to the new licensing model inside the Dynamics 365. So we'll walk through that in regard to our online customers. So current CRM online license enterprise maps very nicely to the enterprise plan 1. Again, that's a tiered plan. Gets cheaper the more you buy. The professional license, something a lot of you people are already familiar with, that's going to break out into either a sales or customer app. So you're going to transition over to individual applications, or if you still want to have all that functionality under one roof, so to speak, for that specific user, you can purchase a plan also on a tiered pricing model. That basic license is going to break out also to the sales or customer service functionality inside of Dynamics 365. Again, if you're wondering what happened to marketing, the marketing management that's currently available in CRM is going to be folded into the sales functionality. So the basic license will transition to sales or customer service depending on the role or the plan. Keep in mind that in order to manage leads or customer service cases, you're going to have to shift up. If you're using Basic for anything else, you'll be able to manage with the team member license. So you can see now when you really start to look at all the different permutations, you can actually save a lot of money by taking advantage of that team member license for your light system users. The essential license and the employee self-service license, not terribly prevalent, but they'll also map to the team member license. That's the tiered license, starts at $10 and decreases to $4 based on volume level. Field service add-on directly maps to the field service application in the enterprise app or plan. Project service add-on, same thing. Social engagement is going to be included in all of the individual apps, so it will not be licensed separately. And again, if you have any questions, I know we're going through this pretty fast, feel free to send me an email. In fact, at the conclusion of this session, there'll be a little survey which just says, hey, Mark, give me a call. Don't give me a call. We'll call you later. So if you need some help, don't worry, we'll be there for you.
And Mark, let me just add in here real quickly too. I'm not sure if we have a slide on this, as there were, as I mentioned, 1,000 slides that we had to try and wade through. But as part of the enterprise license, as part of the Dynamics 365 experience now, Microsoft has gone back and reevaluated storage fees, reevaluated some of the other add-ins that you're having to purchase now that you're no longer going to need to worry about as you move to Dynamics 365 from CRM Online. So we evaluated some of the plans for our existing customers. We saw that most of them that are buying additional storage right now are not going to need to, because Microsoft is more than doubling the amount of space that you get, the amount of storage space. As well, Microsoft is including with all enterprise level plans, are all, enterprise editions, they are including a portal. So the portals were introduced in the last release back in the spring, and can be used for customer self-service portals, employee portals. There's a whole, again, this is a whole nother day's worth of conversation around the new portals. But portals were 550, 525 per portal per month before, and now with the enterprise edition, it is included. So you're not paying an additional fee for that portal. You'll be able to spool it up, take a look at it, use it for some of the other things that you may be looking at for your own customers. So that's a huge added bonus, I think, that our customers are really going to be able to take advantage of. Sorry, Mark, go ahead.
That's okay. Thanks, Ken. All right, so you can see here a breakdown of the sales app for the full user, device user, or team member user. You can see in that center column the sales user full app functionality's got read-write access to everything that was available in Dynamics CRM previously: opportunity management, lead to cash, business process management, marketing management, dashboards, etc. All the functionality that you are used to in CRM, or maybe using in another CRM that you'd like to migrate from. Team member license, you can also see which pieces of functionality you have in respect to read access alone and read-write access. And we're going to get rolling through these so we can finish in another 15 minutes. Same with the customer service app. And we can follow up with these slides if you need them. Basically, you get a full range of customer service functionality for $95 per user per month, a reduced set for $10 per user per month, and $145 with that device license. Field service app, same thing. I'm just going to move forward so we can get finished here on time. All right, so Ken mentioned that in addition to the apps and the plans, there are also some add-ons. If you need an additional portal, keep in mind you're getting one portal with your app or plan with a retail price of $500 per user per month. If you need an additional one, you can purchase it, additional storage as well. Advanced marketing applications, Microsoft Dynamics Marketing is no longer offered. It's been taken off the Microsoft price list. They are going to continue to support it for a number of years. If you need a third-party application, Microsoft is recommending the Adobe Marketing Cloud solution. We're recommending the ClickDimension solution. Now let's look at Plan 2, which includes the functionality we've already discussed, but also operations. So Plan 2. Plan 2 includes the same functionality, flexibility that you've got with the Plan 1 SKUs, but also includes operations. So if you need AX7 added to sales, marketing, project, service, that's the best value for you. Standalone operations, $190 per user per month. Plan 1 plus operations equals Plan 2 at $210. There's all your CRM functionality, Power Apps, operations. And let's talk a little bit about AX. So current AX customers, how are those licenses going to map? So enterprise currently is the $190 enterprise license will map to the operations price. Uh, Operations license at the same price. You can upgrade to the plan for $210 per user per month. Tasks and self-service will map to the team member license, tiered, starting at $10 per user per month, and a device license at $75. Operations, applications, packaging, detail. I'm going to show you that real quickly. We can follow up with this information upon request. All right, so new customers. Let's review what your options look like. You can choose between Plan 1, Plan 2, or individual apps that comprise those solutions. If you want the individual apps, those are $95 per user per month, with the exception of Power Apps and the special price on sales of $40 per user per month. Operations, $190. Team members are $10. Now, in order to encourage people to switch from other solutions, Microsoft is offering special deals for Salesforce customers, SAP customers, and Oracle customers that will receive discounts of approximately 20% off their Microsoft Dynamics 365 enterprise licenses. Okay, you existing customers, what's this new world going to look like for me? What's in it for me? Well, let's take a look at that. So, existing customers, you can stick with Dynamics 365 throughout your current contract. If you want to change it, you can do that upon your next renewal. You'll have a little bit of time to make up your mind about that. If you're currently using Dynamics, say, professional licenses, and you need to buy some additional ones, you'll be able to buy some at the old pricing if you'd like, but you'll see something that looks a little bit more like Dynamics 365. But again, you'll be able to transact and change and add those licenses up through renewal. Upon renewal, you'll decide how you want to move forward based on various plans, and we'll take a look at those now. On-premise customers, you can stick with on-premise. You can also add a cloud add-on license. So we've got dual rights that I think we're going to have a slide that speaks to that in just a little bit here. Or you can choose to move from on-premise to subscription-based only. All right, so what about the existing CRM SKUs and AX SKUs? The old ones were put to bed on October 31st. So now anybody who's buying new licenses for the first time, new customer, is going to see Dynamics 365 SKUs. Okay. Current customers, again, will be able to transact through the end of their agreement or their next renewal. All right, so this is the pricing for the customers that are going to be transitioning from their existing CRM Online environment to Dynamics 365. So we've got some serious discounts here for your professional license person and what's going to move to the enterprise plan. It's not going to be $115. It'll be $86. That includes the additional portal, Power Apps, and so on, the ability to use Flow to achieve extensibility and so on. If you've got a professional license and you're going to move to an individual app, the current price is $65. It's going up a wee bit to $76, but that's still a savings of 20%. Basic licenses, same thing, $76, 20% savings. But if you're moving to a basic user license to Dynamics 365 Enterprise Plan 1, wow, only $57 per user per month. That's basically half price. And you can see what the other prices are as well when you move from basic to the individual enterprise app. All right, so there are additional offers for on-prem customers. We're not going to spend a ton of time on these. We can review them on a case-by-case basis for your on-prem customers. Please contact us after the webinar. All right, so now we're going to look at that second edition. So we've looked at the Enterprise Edition of Dynamics 365. Now we're going to take a look at the Business Edition. which is primarily aimed at what we refer to as the small to medium-sized business. All right, so again, it's optimized for between 10 and 250 employees, but we can sell a maximum of 300 seats. The only thing that's available right now is something that's called Financials, which was known as Project Madeira until very recently. And it is a full-blown, robust financial package that is a great replacement for people who have grown out of QuickBooks or outgrown QuickBooks. The sales app and the customer service app and the marketing app will be available in the spring. How does the licensing model look? Identical to what you saw in the enterprise level. You're going to have a team member license, individual apps, and plans for people that need multiple pieces of functionality. And what does that look like? So we can see we've got those team member licenses. They'll be the least expensive. They're only $5. And then we have the individual apps. Power Apps are available now, Financials available now, Sales in the spring, Marketing in the spring, and Customer Service in the spring. Let's look at that pricing plans. The plan is $50 per user per month. So for $50, you'll have Financials, Sales, Customer Service, and Marketing. And we don't know what any of those look like except for Financials. So we'll see what the other apps will look like. As soon as we get a preview, we'll probably follow up with another webinar. Again, there is Financials available now for customers who want to use that, and it has native integration with the Enterprise Sales app. So if you want to combine, say, a Plan 1 with Financials or a Plan 1 app with Financials, we'll be able to complete an integration for you quite easily. Tiered pricing, the Business Edition does offer tiered pricing, $50 to start, 1 to 14 seats. So for your small business customers, this looks really attractive. Once we break through that 15 user level, we're looking at a $39 plan, $34 plan, and a $28 plan. So this is extremely affordable. The individual apps will remain at $40, but if you can get the business plan for $50, I don't know why you'd settle for just the business app. There's much more value to be had with the plan. And this is what that looks like. So the business edition starts at $50. Apps are at $40, but will be reduced based on volume. All right, so let's look at what's offered in Financials, a little bit of information here. So it's going to give you the ability to manage all the things you do in your basic or even QuickBooks Enterprise type of application. So you got, general ledger, accounts payable, accounts receivable, inventory, price lists, integration with Office 365. We'll be able to do a lot of neat things such as filling out a quote for a customer within within Office 365, utilizing data from Dynamics 365 Financials. So it can add a lot of productivity to the user's day. Business application user rights. There'll be a team member license and the app license. You can see what those contain. For CRM on-premise customers, new or transitioning, it's going to be a little bit different here. So this is the functionality in the cloud version of Dynamics CRM, excuse me. They're not going to be the same. So there's going to be reduced functionality going forward, at least in the short term, in Dynamics CRM versus I should say, Dynamics 365's functionality on-premise will not be as robust in respect to what you have in Dynamics 365 on the cloud. So again, the cloud version of Dynamics 365 is going to be more robust, the on-premise version less so. So sorry if I was confusing people. So there are no enterprise plans. There are no Power Apps available for the on-premise customer. no tiered pricing, functionality limitations versus online, and use rights differences on your team members. So the online initiative from Microsoft going forward is really going to be probably the most advantageous for customers. But again, if you're a dyed-in-the-wool on-premise kind of customer, you'll still have some options there for sales, customer service, and your team member licenses. Okay, existing CRM customers on-premise. There will be special pricing, so you'll be able to take some discounts regardless of how you purchased in SA or EAS pricing beginning December of 2016. Okay, so we've got 3 minutes left, so I wanted to move on to the question and answer period. Ken, could you read off some of our questions?
Absolutely. So the first question I answered privately back to Lauren, but she asked, can you upgrade from individual apps to a plan? And the answer is yes, absolutely you can. There's going to be some opportunities too, some options for you to move, whether it's if you're on a business plan and you want to move to the enterprise level, you'll be able to do that. There'll be some pricing constructs that give you some good options there, so you should be able to do that. We answered a couple through the session. If there's a couple more coming in, if anybody has any other questions you want to pop in there. I do want to recommend, a couple of people asked, John especially, can we buy the business sales apps and such right now? So the actual apps themselves, sales and service and marketing, are not going to be available until the spring. And that's Microsoft's guidance to us, and they've pretty much plastered that all over their website. However, you know, have a chat with Mark if that's the direction you think you need to go. He can work with Microsoft, and we can get you licensed for the enterprise apps at a different price, and then once the business apps become available, you can either stay and license the enterprise apps that you're using, or use the business apps as they come out. So that's kind of one of those things where Microsoft has said yes, and then they said no, and then they said yes again. So we still have the ability to work with all of them on that. And then the last thing I just want to reiterate, we don't have any more questions right now. Mark mentioned that for our existing customers, we threw a lot at you today. There's some transition pricing that kind of flashed by. We're going to be meeting with you individually. We're going to talk about your specific scenario. We're going to talk about your specific licensing needs. Every CRM online customer, when you transition to Dynamics 365, you will transition to an Enterprise Plan 1. That's a decision Microsoft has made, and we can work with you in terms of getting the right license mix, so you can, you know, improve your team member licensing, take care of the basic license that you have, and I think we can work out a pretty good package for you, and something that makes sense. And I think that's it for us right now. Any other questions that you guys want to send over, we will go ahead and answer back directly to you. And I think that's all we have. Mark?
Yeah, so thanks again for everybody's time. I know we threw a lot of information at you. Frankly, the first time I saw it, I wasn't able to digest it all. But we're here to help. That's our job. So if you have any questions after I complete the session and shut down the webinar, there will be a little survey screen. So if you want some help, just answer yes, please give us a call. And we'll be following up in the next couple of days via email and phone. Once again, thank you for your time, and have a great day, and hope to see you next time.